What is up, my brothers from another mother? I get a ton of questions that come through in the comments and sometimes private messaging via email or Facebook and Instagram and stuff, and I don't always have time to answer them. So in this video, I wanted to deal with the most frequently asked questions that I get on the channel over the last couple of years. I'll rip right through these as quickly as possible. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask below. If I don't respond to your questions when you send them to me, I apologize. The best way to make sure that your questions get noticed or recognized is make sure, one, you're subscribed to the channel, and two, you hit the notification belly thing so that you get notifications when new videos go up, because I usually only check for comments the first day the video goes out. First question, what do you do for a living? I own a debt negotiation company that I created in about 2003, 4-ish. It's out in Whitby, Ontario. It's a call center. And we basically negotiate credit card debt for people so they can avoid bankruptcy. It's been in business for a long time. It's had ups and downs. I also do some other forms of investments which pay me passive income. I'm big on passive income right now and have been for the last couple of years. Basically, I like to work once and then collect passive revenue from that time frame. So work for an hour, get paid for several hours is basically my concept. So the private investment stuff that I do basically allows me to double the money every 4 to 4.5 years. There's a few other small things that I do. Like, I mean, obviously there's ads that run on the YouTube channel and it pays peanuts, but I'm doing this more just to kind of give back. Some people give blood. I, of course, share my best experiences that I can to you guys as an audience, so you get some value out of it. And of course, talk about car shit kind of in between. Question 2, are you married? No, I'm divorced. I was in a very short marriage for about 2.5, 3 years. I actually thought about doing a video on it. I don't know if you guys want to hear basically my experience on marriage and divorce and what I learned from it, but if there's enough interest in it, maybe I'll do a video on it in the future. But basically, my experience was not very good. I made the mistake of not living with the person before I had married them. It was a big shock and surprise after the fact. I really didn't get what I expected. But I gave it a good try for a few years. Did marriage counseling, it just didn't work out. So yeah, answer to that. Why do you record videos in your car? I don't know, entrepreneurs, in cars, got some time right now, talking to a camera. It's pretty efficient for me. So if I'm driving somewhere, I can share the experience, tell the story, talk about a subject as I'm driving. I, of course, have a real job and other things that go on in my life, and I'm a father and I have a daughter that I share custody with. So for me, it's just really for an efficiency thing. I do some videos in other parts of my world, sometimes in my office, sometimes in my house, different places if you've watched a lot of this stuff in my channel. But for the most part, yeah, I do them in the car because it's just very effective for me in a time fashion. What do you think of the AMG and Audi RS division's products? I like them. A good friend of mine has a E63 AMG S wagon. Love the car, really fast. I've had an Audi S4 in the past. I've driven RS products before, like an RS4. Haven't driven anything bigger like an RS7 or anything like that. Drove an R8, which I liked. I don't know. I guess I just prefer BMW products. Like the lightweight, like the balance. Just overall driving dynamics. I'm not opposed to other German premium brands. I like them. Yeah, I hope that answers that one. Do you smoke weed? Vaping is not smoking. What do you think of the new Raptor? I really like that car. 10-speed automatic, twin turbocharged engine, lighter weight body. Yeah, I'd love to see the specs on it when it comes out. I'm definitely interested. I talked in another video about looking at a pickup truck as a daily driver commuter. I love the fact that it's just a fast truck, so it's got utility, lots of suspension travel. You're not going to break the wheels on potholes and stuff like that. You know, this car, I'm always trying to dodge potholes and stuff like that. So yeah, it's an interesting ride. I would put it on a shorter list of my top 10 vehicles that I would look at for next ride. Why don't you get a 911? Okay, so a lot of BMW guys that go from M cars to Porsche 911s, I get that, you know, they say the P car is like a step up sort of thing. I've driven a 911 on a racetrack. It was a race prep 911. So most of the weight was in the back. It was probably like 61% of the weight was in the back, because when they got out the interior, a lot of the weight still stays in the rear. And I just didn't like the handling characteristics and dynamics of the car. I found it, again, you know, it's a different driving style. I believe they say, slow in, fast out. So you get all your braking out of the way before you start turning, and then you get on the power hard as you're exiting the turn. I just really don't like the balance of the car. I'm not opposed to them. I'd really like to drive a 911 Turbo. I've never driven one. So if somebody in the GTA has one, hit me up, shoot me a message, let's connect and do a video. But I hear the 911 Turbo S are awesome cars, super fast, all-wheel drive. Yeah, so I'm interested in them, just not really keen on, the look of them and the fact the engine's stuck way in the back. Why did you sell your M3? There was a lot of people have said, your car brake, was it breaking down? Was it a piece of shit? Rod bearings, throttle actuators. No, there's nothing wrong with the car. I had it for 6 years, loved it to bits. I still look on the Auto Trader from time to time for a M3 competition package with low miles. I'd pick one up if I could find one, because I just like the car. Love the S65. It's a beautiful motor that revs quickly. Yeah, I just had the car for 6 years, and I typically only keep cars for maybe 2 or 3 years. It's unlike me to keep a car for 6 years. Do I miss it? Yeah. Would I get another M3? I've considered it. But yeah, there was nothing wrong with the car. So it's not like it was letting me down, or I was suspect it was having any problems. It was completely reliable. In fact, it was one of the most reliable cars I've ever owned. Why do you open up with "my brothers from another mother"? Well, some guy made a comment and asked me that question and said that I sound like a hipster wannabe or some shit like that. I've used that lyric since I was a teenager with my very good friends in high school, and it was always, we'd greet each other and be like, "To my brothers from another mother, I say word." And we were just fucking around. It was just having fun, being boys, having fun. So when I addressed you guys in the community as, "To my brothers from another mother," and I kind of introduced in the video, it's just my way of bringing the community in tighter and just kind of like creating a recognizable intro to all of my conversations and videos. Does tuning a car affect reliability? So I've owned other tuned cars aside from this Dyna M5. It depends. If you're tuning a naturally aspirated car, I don't like the idea of it. What you get out of it for the tune is, first of all, the gains are very small. And the way that they get the gains out of the car by tuning it is by messing around with the timing, when the ignition goes off, so when the spark ignites in the cylinder, sometimes they move it ahead of top dead center, sometimes they move it slightly behind. They get it from adjusting the fuel mixture, and that just messes around with the engine dynamics. And while you might get a tiny bit more power, like an extra 3% more power out of the engine, my belief is it's just not worth it. Okay, like there's always a return on investment that I look at in everything in life for what's invested into and what you're going to get out of it. And my belief is the reliability on a naturally aspirated engine, tuning is not worth it. On a turbocharged engine, I'm on the other side of it where it's totally worth it. But you have to be conservative. I had a 2002 Subaru WRX that was tuned, and it had about 30% more horsepower on the dyno at the wheels before and after, because we dyno tested it. And it was completely reliable for like 90,000 kilometers that I had driven on it after that. Had no problems whatsoever. This car has a dyno tune which has exactly 693 horsepower on the stage 2. I have it detuned right now to 560 because I'm on snow tires and the roads are a little slick and slippery in the wintertime. And hopefully to preserve the tires as well. Don't need the 700 horsepower. Maybe I'll turn it on in a snowstorm one day and make a video and see what that's like. But yeah, as far as turbo cars go, definitely worth it. This still has a warranty. I mean, that was why I bought this car. It's a 2012 with a certified pre-owned warranty and a Dyna tune. It's got the Dyna components on it, and it's fun. It's fun. And the fact that they still warranty the car with almost 700 horsepower on it just goes to show that there's a lot of confidence in tuning a turbocharged car. So yeah, I would definitely tune a turbocharged car anytime in the future. Naturally aspirated, I'd shy away from it. Maybe a couple of bolt-ons like intake and exhaust just to open up the breathing and make it sound nicer. But yeah, that's my take on tuning. And last question I'm going to answer in this series is, what's my education? This has come up a lot of times because people always want to know, well, how do you make your money? How much money do you have? What did you take in school? And that sort of thing. Because people, like, success leaves clues, and people tend to do their R&D, and R&D doesn't stand off for research and development. It stands for rip off and duplicate. I totally get that, and I support that mindset. And I've talked about my education before, but I'll go over it again. I finished high school here in Toronto, and I basically went to a community college called Centennial. for a business co-op course. When I found that the co-op placement ratio was like in the, I think it was around 1992 or so, it was very low. They weren't able to place a lot of the students in jobs, so I switched it to a 2-year course and pulled out the co-op placement, because something like only 30% of the kids were getting co-op placements. And I started to realize, kind of like going through the business courses, they were doing accounting and sales and all kinds of stuff, and marketing and business management. And there really wasn't a lot of hands-on experience, you know. I learned, most guys, in fact, learn from doing. They don't learn from sitting in a classroom and writing shit down and taking tests. We learn from doing. My dad offered me an opportunity to join him on a road trip down to the U.S. through Pennsylvania and a few other states around that area, because he was starting up a business which failed at the time. But we went on a road trip for a week, and basically after that, I just knew that I did not want to spend any more time in school. So he moved over to the United Kingdom. I was born in England. He moved back over there to try to keep running this business, which ultimately failed. But I didn't finish my school. I think I left probably about 3 or 4 months prior to graduation, and I went to go live in the UK for roughly 3 or 4 months. But I came back to Canada and I joined the workforce. I started working from somebody for somebody that owned their own business. And basically from my early 20s up till about 30, I was working for other people. So my education is really school of hard knocks. I've talked about education in the past. I've said don't let education get in the way of your learning. School, you know, is what I mean. Like don't let school get in the way of your education is basically what I'm saying. Guys, don't be afraid to get out and do things, fall down, make mistakes, scrape yourself, cut, bruises, that sort of stuff. That's how we learn. Again, I've talked more about this sort of stuff in other videos. So I hope this answers some of your questions. I do apologize that I haven't been able to get to all of the stuff that's come in, you know, over the last couple of years, but I made a run-in note of, you know, frequently asked questions that come up over and over again. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up. Of course, leave a comment below if you have more questions. Browse the channel. Lots of good stuff there. And let's connect on social. Talk to you guys later. Peace.